Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. My glasses are a little crooked. So, today we're going to be talking about Monday's agenda. So, I said to myself, I said I was battling with it. I said to myself, I can see small to large businesses being paid off, but Google, nobody can rob Google except the President of the United States of America. So I don't still want to say it until it happened. I'll give it a month. I don't want to speak it into existence. But I'm starting to see more people, more women. Hi, women. Hi, women out there. Thank you. Thank you for watching my show. I may play music on the background, but thank you. I'm starting to see more women wanting to be interviewed. My hopes are up. Don't let my hopes go down. You know, I can't wait to interview you. And that's what I aim to do is interview you guys. Big shout out to all women out there. We're empowered. Yes. So let me individualize like a rapper of a Snickers bar, you know, black women, black power, white woman, white power, Hispanic woman, Hispanic power, Indian power, China power. I never hear this. I never hear Asian power, like, but they make themselves known. You never see, you know, saying Asian power, but they don't need to say Asian power because they already have an aura about them that is powerful. So, yeah, so basically, the virtual studios I've already made. The plans in the future within the city that I'm moving to, I plan on having enough rooms to start some businesses and work as much as I can and do as much as I can so I can be off, off, and finally never back on, stuff, And I wanted to also talk about let's see. Virtual studio, plans for the city, college. I'm doing okay in college, and future college plans is either Yale or just to take a class, Yale or Harvard. Just one class to be affiliated with that class. That one class probably they got affordable classes for people like me that want to come in the scene and get like a class. I just want a class. I don't want a whole year worth, like $200,000 worth of debt or more. you know how are you today, White House? It's like, it's so funny, man. It's so hilarious, and that's why I'm not telling, what goes on with Google, because I know they've taken notes. The whole damn intelligence team is taking notes, waiting on her to say it, waiting on me to say it, so they could just be like, hmm. But you know what? What year was that? That would be the 80s. Now all they have to do is chime in. I'm not hard to find. All they have to do is wrap around and do a 360 around my head. And oh, is she telling the truth? Is she lying? Oh, what's she doing? Do. Like, it's not hard to miss me. I just I haven't called them. The pound sign is the three sign. But they're making it very known that they're here. I had like 4 to 8 followers that they show, which I usually have 200 to possibly 1,000 pop followers, if not more. So what happened was they uh they like censor it, but I'm still visible. It's so weird. It's so weird. And today I was just like, I said my piece or how I feel, and I said my piece on how I feel, and you guys text me after I said stop and said this is for your eyes only. I know y'all don't mean it in a crazy way, but y'all letting it be known, the administration or whatever this 5-digit number is that I subscribe to, but then stop, but then receiving texts that you all are watching me, and you know so um you can read through it. I feel like, I don't know, it's no biggie, but it's nothing crazy. I haven't watched you guys, and like I try, but I don't know what's going on. I'm tuned out. Last I heard, you know, it's not meant for me to watch politics right now because I'm missing out on a lot of history. I'm actually looking at the news right now. I'm missing out on a lot of good history. But they're just going back, only thing I remember is the government shutdown in a white women talking about Chuck Schumer, on Fox News. I'm watching it right now. And I love white women, the way they be on Fox News talking about, they be in their little fancy hairstyles, just sitting up straight, and they like this, and they smile at the camera, and then I think Chuck Schumer is needs to go back to the porta potty because he is failing. You want to know what I think about Chucky Schumer? I think Chuck Schumer did a damn good job. I think that even though he's not Republican, he did a damn good job waking up every day, or practically 85 to 89%, or if not more of the time, to go to work and be a politician. The same with you guys. You guys came to the set and you did your job. I love all, like political affiliations. I just don't agree with some. And that doesn't mean, I'm not saying Republicans are bad. I'm not saying Democrats are bad. I'm not saying independents are bad like Bernie Sanders, but I call it like I see it. So even though it says zero, I know I have many. Some may have Kimberly derangement syndrome, but at least I have some. I'm just kidding, man. No, you know, I would make a joke, but I ain't gonna make the joke because I know it. That's why he got it on zero. So I'll just leave it alone, man. Um, I care about the White House, from Melanie to Trump to Obama to all of them. They all play a pivotal role in my life, whether good or whether bad. So they know me. That's not even one reason why they know me. I hashtagged them. They knew me. I wrote every governor in the United States of America. They know who I am. I ran for U.S. Senate and state Senate. I've been in the paper. They know who I am. They know who I am. And I've seen aliens. One alien, one gray. I've seen spaceships, and I've seen this bright spaceship. I will never forget it. It was strings of white light, just one dot and strings of white light, and then it just went dark right up in the sky, right next to a regular star, and an airplane just flying by. This is the airplane. This is the thing, just bright, lighting up, and then it just goes dark. Right in Seattle's airspace. I think Seattle knew about that shit. I think they knew about that shit. I don't I don't know what kind of alien spacecraft that was, but that is definitely was not human. And I seen a previous one. I seen a dot, just a dot like you have on your screen when you about to go live, just roaming the skies. I happened to be at 11 something. I don't remember the exact time when I was at my other apartment. At the exact moment, the crack within the window of the blinds, I see a dot just roaming the sky, sort of Egyptian like. And I said, who the fuck is this? Like, seriously, I said that. I was like, what the fuck is that? And so every time I see anything out in the sky and it look foreign or domestic foreign, I run to the window. I don't even keep my window open no more because I'm afraid what I might see. I might see a face. But anyway, um it stopped. I watched it. I watched it through the blinds. I ran to it, and then I opened the blinds, and then I maneuvered to the left, and it just stopped. And it was orbiting blue, green, and red. And then prior to that, when I was in Santa Maria, California, I seen an aircraft that did the same thing, same color, same everything. All of them have been the same except two spacecrafts. One near where he knows me, President Biden, that Scranton, PA, you know, I was driving from Dunkin' Donuts at 3 in the morning. We were coming from a contract. I tried to wake my husband up. He didn't want to wake up. But the spacecraft would hurry up, stop, hurry up, stop. And we were in the middle of driving. And I'm like, wake up, wake up, wake up. So then the very first time I seen a alien spacecraft, well, alien, I was in Hawaii, and I seen it, and I put the covers over my head, and I'm saying to myself, I went to sleep. I'm saying to myself, what is going to sleep? You see how I blink? What is going to sleep? It's 8:29. What is going to sleep going to help with the alien in the middle of my room? Like it's gonna say, government, we tried to communicate with her, she saw our faces, it's time to go, Obama. This was during Obama's time. Obama know me. So yeah, I saw that. And every time, 4 times or 3 times, I even went on to the only website that they got. I forgot what it's called, that they ask you specific questions. They say, how does the spacecraft look? How did you feel when you seen the alien? How did the spacecraft fly? How tall was the alien? What's going on? How did you get here? You're lying. No, I'm just kidding. No. So, I went on the only website, and it's the only website online. They're affiliated with the government, or if they're non-affiliated, they give information to the government. So they're contracted with the government that you can go on to explain exactly what happened. And I welcome aliens. If whatever that alien was doing, let's fast forward from Hawaii, like locking that door and key with having two businesses and locking that door and key of everything that I ever did. And I guarantee it was not drug related. Why I seen the FYI, it was not drug related. Why I seen the gray. Why I saw the gray. I'm not going to get on 12 of my platforms. This is what DEI is about in racial inequality, because if I was a white male counterpart, they have a lot of white men that be on uh, the congressional C-SPAN talking about these things. But for a black woman, imagine that for a black veteran to say, hey, I saw aliens. They like, do we need her right now? She saw them. Well, you sure you saw Miss Cloud? You sure that wasn't just you getting but all jokes aside, yeah, I love all races, but I call it like I see it. I'm not mad that white men get what about white men? I admire white men because it's like, black men have it hard, but so does white men. White men are just like white women. They have to achieve, achieve, achieve. That's a weakness too. And it's an achievement. You achieve stuff, but you forget about people that you supposed to, like you never know, you could meet a good friend that is not your typical friend, all because of achieving goals, and just don't forget about the small people over here. And y'all haven't been, you know, black men and white men come on my show, and I appreciate that. Um, I appreciate the white women and the black women that come on my show. I haven't had a Chinese woman come on my show. I've had Hispanics. Hispanics are coming out, Puerto Ricans. Big shout out to them. I haven't had, I almost had a Chinese person uh, come on my show, like in Santa Maria. He was going through a lot of mental health issues. So I think he did come on my show. Where is his footage at? Hold up. Oh my God, I think I deleted it. DOJ seeks to block new California congressional map. You know, what I say to that is Gavin Newsom, Gavin Newsom, this is directly to you. If you want to do what you have to do what you have to do. But you can't get mad at Republicans can't get mad at Gavin Newsom for doing this for the Democrats, just as well as the Democrats can't get mad at the Republicans for doing it to the Democrats. Because Texas is being restructured, right? I'm like, okay, it's being restructured, and you know, um, they want to remap it, and I'm like, okay, fine, remap it, fine, but don't get mad. Have your states, have the states that you want to remap or whatever you're trying to do the Congo or whatever. But you know, I think it's best that we have that we're equal. And what I mean by that is Democrats and Republicans are equal. There should be an equal amount of them. That way there will be no, oh, I'm about to take over. you know, I'm about to flood it blue or flood it red. Big blue wave, big red wave. I know that your powers of redemption are as wet as a warhawk's backside. Yes, it's crazy, right? Everybody know that song. If you don't know that song, you definitely need to go back to somewhere. But you're not from here. You're not from the world. Even the Chinese people know that shit. But be prepared, right? Be prepared. You know, I may cuss, but I'm not Hunter Biden cussing. What is this? They always showing pictures of the White House. Like it's like a fine scope up their patooties. Like they have a camera just right there. They don't show the snipers on the building or the cybersecurity in the background. Just cyber. They're not located there. They're probably located somewhere like Fort Meade, Fort Meade, Maryland, where NSA. You thought I didn't know your location, didn't you, NSA? I had to learn y'all address. You don't believe they don't know me, right? You don't believe they don't know me. So back in 2022, my ex-boyfriend called me. He really exceeded expectations. He was in the Marines. He went overseas to Iraq or Afghanistan, and he sat up there and called me out the blue and said he worked for NSA and his Secret Service for Kamala Harris. I kind of like was overreacting and said some shit I didn't mean to say to him, but that's what he told me. And he sat up there and never called me again after that because he knew I was Republican, and he's working for the uh, for Kamala Harris, and I'm like, here I am just to start in Republican. I'm independent now, but just to start in Republican. So months go by, and so I said I was going through stuff where illegal immigrants, I'm not talking about all Hispanics, but illegal immigrants were following me. So I said, fuck this shit. I'm about to call the NSA. So I dialed their number. I looked them up and I dialed their number. The direct line. I had to double back and look twice. I called them twice and twice. Do do do. The number you reached has been disconnected or is no longer in service. So fast forward a year down the road, I called the same. That I have them programmed. I called the same exact number. They be messing with me hard. I remember I called the I called the Pentagon and I got somebody. I don't know who I got. But I said some mental health crap. And they got me back. They got me back good. But it took nothing for them to get me back. But I demanded they um I forgot what I demanded them do, but um I said, you know what, that's why Trump is gonna win 2024, right? 2025 or whatever. And you know, he won. I voted for him and he won. You know, he wouldn't listen to me. You know, I've called NASA, I've emailed NASA, I've emailed almost every government official. So it's no reason to think that when I say they know me, they know they don't know me. I made myself known. I am known. I as y'all say, military, I heightened my visibility with you guys. And a year later, I was in jail. A year later, with a woman saying the FBI is going to get you. There was FBI agents in Twitter. Oh, there was FBI agents in Twitter as Twitter was transitioning to X, and he had to fire them all. They were using backdoor action on the X platform, which means that they were undercover and they were infiltrating X, which, or yeah, X. And so, yeah, I have my reasons. I have my reasons, you know. Yeah, Marty Kaiser, Marty fucking Kaiser. Do y'all know who that is? Look him up. That was my neighbor. You remember the movie Enemy of the State? That was a movie about a great old white guy. I am in love with white guys. But, you know, like a great old white man. Like he I didn't even know who he was. My husband was mowing the lawn. We had this big white house, abundant in squirrel and skunks and black bear and deer. And so, you know, I saw him taking groceries out with his wife. And I said, let me go. Oh, white guy. I wouldn't want to like sleep with him. I just wanted to talk to him because whether white or black, an old man have so much, just like an old white woman or old black woman, they have so, or old Hispanic woman. I shouldn't have to explain and go down the list of races. All of y'all have something to offer. Y'all been on this planet for 60, 70, 80, 90. Some people be 100 years old. So I walked over there. I was like, hey, my name is Kimberly. I'm your neighbor. I got the picture of him and I. It's right on Facebook. And he was like, he just started babbling. Like he couldn't stop talking. His wife just walked away calmly and he just started talking. And I didn't even, I was listening, but I was trying to understand what he was saying. He was like, Odyssey of an eavesdropper, go there. And I used to build machines for the FBI and police. The more 90% of the police officers that got their weapons that was between the 1970s and 2005, or even probably longer, was because of him. He was he built secret devices and he stayed in the background, sort of like what I do. Listening devices, devices that are like tiny, drill little holes in the hotel room, put a little speaker in between the two hotels, depending on which kind of hotel they scope it out. Marty Kaiser did that shit. I never got to interview him. I wasn't even doing interviews then. I've tried to reach out to him. I know he's very paranoid. He taught me a lot. He got into it with the FBI. He wrote senators, he wrote politicians. Let's watch who Marty Kaiser is. Marty freaking Kaiser. Ah, that is crazy. So, Marty Kaiser. Let me look at my pictures first. Some people already seen it, but oh God, I be having some controversial pictures. All I want to do is find Marty Kaiser real quick. Dang, I can't believe I went all the way down there like that. Everybody on my page that I ever interviewed or everything that I ever did was so cool, man. Everybody that's on my page, I appreciate. Even where is it at? There he is. There's the great Marty Heiser. And now we're gonna watch a video by him. He was like me and Luther Vandross. You had like Big Luther, Little Luther, Big Marty, Little Marty. This was Marty. I was huge. My hair was a hot mess because I wore my cheap wigs because I was cleaning up. But that was Marty Kaiser. That's who they made Enemy of the State about. Hold on. I got to show y'all one last thing. He drove a Mercedes. Always used to go up to Maryland. I wanted to clean his house for him. He would build listening devices. This is his page, just a cheap old cheesy page, but it says so much on here. And he probably is not secure. He probably is screaming right now, whoever is working after Marty. I don't care if it's not secure. I'm okay with that because I know that it is secure. If he's still alive, he's watching this. So, Kaiser clients included the FBI, CIA, DEA, Secret Service, Army, Navy, Air Force Intelligence, Foreign Intelligence Service, the National Wiretap Commission between 1975. There was his testimony before the National Wiretap Commission in 1975. The FBI began a vendetta against Kaiser. Now, mind you, enemy of the state. Let's go down here. Here we go. 1995, then we've all seen it. Enemy of the state. It was about him. Both Gene Hackman and Will Smith was about one man. Him. If you don't believe me, it's right there. You see how I zoomed in? He only made $5 from it. He is essentially the Bill Gates of US eavesdropping. He gave me a bunch of shit too. He was like, take this, take that. And I'm like, oh my God, what is this briefcase full of? But I didn't question it then. I was like, okay. He was like, I'm giving this away. I'm giving that away. And white guys just don't give shit away. Like a briefcase, a briefcase. I know what he was doing, man. And I thank him for that. I could be dead. So yeah, man. This was big Marty right there. Just like when I took a picture of him, that was big Kimberly. Big ratchet Kimberly. Oh, moving on. Um, so let's see. What else can I find? Abuse of power of a federal agency. I make no apologies for the products I made or how they were used. Electronic surveillance, if used in a responsible manner, can provide the intelligence community with the information needed to save American lives. Now more than ever, I took tremendous pride in what I built. There was a public misconception that those who make eavesdropping equipment for a living must be voyeurs who derive sadistic pleasure from violating the individual's right to privacy. It don't matter what you do. You can close your, yeah, like the NSA. You seen what they can do in 95. And this was the graphics in 95. You seen with Denzel Washington, that movie where they went back 3 days. Don't worry, baby. Everybody know that song. So that relates to that song because I can't remember the movie. But like 3 days back and see that person. They got surveillance like that. They got surveillance like that. And that's why I respect them. I'm not mad at them. I'm safe, but sometimes I don't feel safe. I'm trying to keep myself safe and they're keeping me safe. So I'm like, okay, I can do the best if I F up, they don't have the authority to help me. Last year, not even last year, two agents, marshals, through the Biden administration were assigned to a civilian. Every civilian, there's over almost 50 million, half of 300, 400 million people. So that's 350 million almost people, with 40 million being African American. Two agents to every civilian. Biden was paranoid. Like Pete Hegseth won't even allow journalists on the floor at the Pentagon, even with a badge, I believe, either with a badge, without a badge, or with a badge. So, like I said, I have my reasons. I have my deep reasons I could have showed the Marty show, but Marty, if you're out there, man, I love you and your wife, man. I hope that y'all be blessed. I hope that your wife stay blessed. I would hate, it would break my fucking heart if I knew you two died. It would break my heart because I feel like I'm not doing my job and making sure we extend people like yours and your wives' lives so y'all can be a part. That's what we need to work on. The elderly, extension of life with the same body frame. If you're healthy, a healthy elderly person, extension of life. Why aren't we working? They got images. I know they're working on it, but I'm just being funny. But they have images where your mental health can make an image. They can now make images of mental health. No, sorry, my bad. That makes no sense. They can make text out of your mental health images of your brain. They can put it into text now. That is so cool. So I've been Trump proposes 50-year mortgage plan. That's why all I eat is salads now. All I eat is salad, and I got a little spaghetti, but salad, I want a healthy brain, and I want extension of life. By the time that comes around, I should have enough money to extend my life for another go round, another challenge, to be like or better than not only the White House, but people like Elon Musk, so that we can communicate together and make this world a better place. And not just this world, Mars, Venus, Pluto, Neptune, Saturn, Uranus, out of our solar system. Let's move on. The galaxy, the Milky Way, which is half the universe right there. The universe, the multiverse, the omniverse, and beyond that. That's why I said what I said, not because I want to be better than a white man. I think I just have a lot to contribute. Not a lot more, but a lot to contribute. I have my reasons. So, thank you. I love you guys too. I never told you. I love you. You love me. We're a great dysfunctional family. Bye, y'all. Good night. Good night.
Never waste my time. You are